These are the 5 best, and honestly, in my opinion, the only American Express cards anyone is gonna need in 2026. We're going to dive into each card and cover its sign-up bonus, earnings, benefits, annual fee, and I'll conclude with my final verdict and recommendation on the card. And as for why you should trust my final verdict and recommendation, well, hi, my name's John of John's Finance Tips. I speak to an audience of over 4 million followers and subscribers across all social platforms, and we talk anything related to money, making, saving, investing. And it comes to credit cards, I myself have opened well over 70 plus credit cards in the over decade that I've been in this space. And in that decade, I've come across some do's and don'ts. I've seen some great cards and some terrible cards. And in today's video, I'm gonna go over for you the 5 best American Express credit cards of 2026 that anyone is going to ever need. And because these American Express cards are a little bit varied in their use cases, we're just gonna go from 1 to 5. It's not necessarily gonna be in rank order. All right, let's dive in. Card number 1, the recently refreshed and revamped American Express Platinum sign-up bonus. Right now, this card has 2 sign-up bonuses floating. The first is publicly available, anyone can find it, and it's just 80,000 points after spending $8,000 within the first 6 months. However, there is a way more elevated all-time high bonus going as high as 175,000 points for the same amount of spend over the same period. The only issue is you need to be able to go and actually find that bonus. Thankfully, since you follow me, I actually do have a working link in the description box down below if you do want to check it out. Earnings. This card will earn you 5x for flights that you book direct with an airline or through Amex Travel. You'll also earn 5x for prepaid hotels you book through Amex Travel and 1x for all other purchases. Benefits. This card has a whole host of benefits, and I'm gonna break it down into the following buckets. First, we'll talk about the credits, then travel benefits, then shopping benefits. All right, let's talk about the credits. This card gets a $600 hotel credit that's used as $300 in the first half, $300 in the second half. A $400 Resi credit that comes in a $100 per quarter, a $300 digital entertainment credit that comes as $25 a month, a $300 Lululemon credit that comes as $75 per quarter, a $200 Uber credit that comes as $15 a month with $20 added in December, a $200 Oura Ring credit, a $155 Walmart Plus credit that comes as $12.95 a month, and a $100 Saks credit that comes as $50 in the first half and $50 in the second half. Now let's talk about travel benefits. This card does give you access into airport lounges. If you are not familiar with airport lounges, they are these kind of VIP exclusive spaces in an airport where you can go and kick back, have some free food, have some free drinks, and relax before your flight without cramming in front of the gate with everyone else. And not only do you get access to just one type of lounge, but you get access to a plethora. You get access to American Express's Centurion lounges, which I argue are some of the best domestic lounges in the US. You also get access to Plaza Premium lounges, Delta Sky Club lounges, Lufthansa lounges, as well as escape lounges, and of course all of the priority pass lounges that comes with this card. This card also comes with transfer partners, and that is a concept in which you can take the points that you earn. For example, if you get the non-public bonus going as high as 175,000 points, take those points from American Express and move them to a flight or hotel partner and get way more outsized value. As an example, let's say you want to take a flight on Cathay Pacific from Boston to Hong Kong next year. You could, if you want to pay cash, pay anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000. Instead, if you took those points and moved them to Cathay Pacific, you could end up just spending 115,000 points. Which would you rather, the 115,000 points or $4,000 to $10,000? And the reason I include the $10,000 is oftentimes with the reward flights, you can fully cancel. Whereas for certain business fares, it is restrictive if you book the cheaper ones. Now let's talk about the shopping benefits. The first is called purchase protection, one of my favorites. Basically, if you purchase an item with your American Express Platinum, you are covered if the item is damaged, stolen, or lost for up to $10,000 a claim and up to $50,000 a claim in a total calendar year. How crazy is that? If you lost an item, you can file a claim. Like, in what world? That's honestly one of my favorite features of this card. The card also comes with return protection. So let's say you buy the item, let's say you don't love the item and you want to return it, but the merchant does not want the item back because it's past the return policy, whether it was 14 days or 30 days and you're trying to return after that. Well, American Express has you covered because within 90 days of purchase, you are covered and you can file a claim for up to $300. Now let's talk about the annual fee. This card does come with an eye-watering $895 annual fee. However, where this card absolutely shines is actually in those credits we talked about earlier. Now, I know there was an entire laundry list of credits I listed out for you, but a lot of them are very useful. For example, I already got mine and took advantage of my Aura Ring credit. But if you were to take advantage of just a handful of these credits, let's say the digital entertainment credit, the Uber credit, the Lululemon credit, as well as that Resi dining credit, you're gonna come out with about $1,200 of total credits. But you're only paying $895 for the card. Folks, that's absolutely insane. Now, let's say you did want to tack on the Aura Ring credit. Let's say you do take advantage of the hotel credit. This card could easily deliver $500, $600, $700 of net value back to you. Like, that's insane in this card category space, and this is why this is absolutely one of my top American Express cards. It's not top overall cards in 2026. And this perfectly leads into my verdict and recommendations. Of course, I strongly recommend this card. My top pro tip for you, though, is if you're considering getting the American Express Platinum, make sure you have already gotten the American Express Gold. Because there's this weird thing in the terms and conditions of the Platinum that basically state if you have gotten the American Express Platinum in a bonus, you cannot get the bonus from the American Express Gold. However, if you first get the bonus from the American Express Gold, you can then go get the American Express Platinum and its associated bonus. So be smart with how you strategize and go about this. Don't just blindly jump for this card. Even though this card is immensely valuable, make sure that you're getting the bonus from the Gold and then the bonus from the Platinum. The other thing to note though is if you are not a heavy-duty traveler and you can't take advantage of many of these credits, don't get the card. Guys, I know I pitch it like anyone is gonna get paid $500, $600, $700, but that's if you already are gonna use those credits. If you don't have a use for the credits and you don't fly a lot, this card is not useful to you. It is just way too expensive. Although also the other thing you want to keep in mind, right now it has this mirror finish on the card. It's insane. Also, not that that's a reason to get the card, but it's really freaking cool. Just to point that out. Card number 2. The American Express Gold. And I'm not putting this on here just because it's a prerequisite, in my opinion, to get in the Platinum because of the whole bonus situation. This is a phenomenal card. So let's talk about the sign-up bonus. Similarly, it has a publicly available sign-up bonus where you'd get 60,000 points after you spend $6,000 in 6 months, which honestly, not that good. However, there's, similar to the Platinum, a way more elevated, all-time high non-public bonus going as high as 100,000 points for the same amount of spend over the same time period. Make sure whatever you do, if you're gonna get this bonus, go and find that non-public offer. And if you're interested, I do have a working link in the description box down below. Earnings. This card is gonna earn 4x at restaurants, up to $50,000 of spend in a year, and then it goes to 1x. 4x at US grocery stores, for up to $25,000 to spend in a year, and then it goes to 1x. 3x on all airfare booked direct or through Amex Travel. 2x on prepaid hotels booked through Amex Travel. And 1x on all other purchases. Benefits. The American Express Gold also offers you transfer partners. So that's the concept we mentioned earlier. Take your points from American Express, move them to a flight or hotel partner. As an example here, Air France. Instead of paying a little over $3,600 to fly from Boston to Paris in business class, why not just 60,000 points? That's plenty enough from that sign-up bonus that you would end up getting. So the card also offers some credits. A $120 dining credit that you can use to the following retailers listed here, and it comes in the form of $10 a month. A $120 Uber credit that can be used for Uber rides or Uber Cash as $10 a month. A $100 Resi credit as $50 in the first half and $50 in the second half of the year. And an $84 Dunkin' credit as $7 a month, which as a Boston native, this card speaks to me. Now let's talk about the annual fee. This card does come with a $325 annual fee, but there's a couple credits we could use to offset it. Namely, the dining credit, the Uber credit, as well as the Resi credit. You add all those up, you could get effectively paid $15 just to hold this card. My final verdict and recommendations. Folks, I think this card is an absolute no-brainer card if you purchase food or eat food. I mean, that's what this card is for me, right? Anytime I go out, buy groceries at a restaurant, the gold comes down. And layer on top all of those credits, and to be able to effectively get paid 15 bucks to hold this card, easy. And my last tip for you for the gold, if you are ever considering the platinum that we mentioned earlier, maybe right now is not the time, but maybe in a couple years, please get the gold first and then its bonus so you can get the platinum and its bonus. That is probably the easiest tip I have for anybody who wants a lot of points to be able to do the whole lie flat business class seats or just travel on vacation for cheap or for free. And right now, both of those cards have non-public offers that are going as high as 100,000 points for the gold and as high as $175,000 for the platinum. The only catch is you have to be able to go and actually find these working non-public offers, or else you're only going to get 60,000 for the gold, which is publicly available, and 80,000 for the platinum, which is publicly available. Thankfully, because you watch the channel, I do have working links to those elevated all-time high non-public offers in the description box down below, so feel free to check them out and let me know if you have any questions or you have difficulties finding them. Best of luck. Card number 3, the American Express Blue Cash Everyday. Sign-up bonus. This card will give you a $250 sign-up bonus after you spend $2,000 within the first 6 months. Earnings. This card will earn 3% on groceries for up to $6,000 of spend in that category in the year, and it goes to 1%. 3% for online retail, aka shopping online, and after you spend $6,000 in a year in that category, it reverts to 1%. 3% cash back for gas, and similarly, once you spend $6,000 in that category in the year, it reverts to 1%. And 1% cash back on all other purchases. Benefits. There's not a whole ton of bells and whistles, but surprisingly, this card does offer credits, and it offers you an $84 Disney credit in the form of $7 a month. Annual fee, $0. My verdict and recommendations. Folks, this is an absolute no-brainer card if you don't care about the bells and whistles of these transfer partners and earning points and paying annual fees, but offsetting it with credits. Listen, this is just a very simple, no annual fee card that's amazing if you buy gas, shop online, or buy groceries. And it also comes with Disney credits, which if you take advantage of, I guess in effect, you could also get paid to have this card as well. Card number 4, the American Express Hilton Aspire. Sign-up bonus. This card earns you a whopping 175,000 Hilton points after you spend $6,000 within the first 6 months. Earnings. You'll earn 14x for hotel and resorts booked direct with Hilton, 7x on airfare booked direct or through Amex Travel, and as well as car rental that you book direct. 7x on dining, and 3x on all other purchases. And keep in mind, these are earned in the form of Hilton points. Benefits. First benefit that I personally love about this card is it's super easy. By having this card, you get automatic Hilton Diamond status, which is Hilton's top tier status, which qualifies you for upgrades over all the other tiers and even including up to suites. The card also gives you a free night award, meaning if there is a standard night available for award booking at any property anywhere in the world, you can book it. And this includes one of the, I would say, more aspirational properties in the Hilton portfolio, which is the Conrad in the Maldives. This property goes for well over $1,000 a night. In fact, I'm looking at nights where it goes for $1,400 a night. But because it's a standard room available, you can use this free night award to book it for free. Now, put a pin on that. We're gonna come back to that in just a little bit. The card also gives you a $400 Hilton Resort credit that can be used at Hilton Resorts as $200 in the first half, $200 in the second half. And it'll also give you a $200 flight credit as $50 a quarter. The card also comes with return protection, one of my favorites, and cell phone protection. So make sure you pay your phone bill with this card and you're covered if the phone is damaged or stolen for up to an $800 claim with a $50 deductible. Annual fee. This card does come with a $550 annual fee. However, if you're getting this card, I'm assuming you have some affinity towards Hilton and you will stay at Hilton's. So if you take advantage of that resort credit plus the flight credit, that's $600 of total credits, $550 annual fee. I think you're starting to get the pattern. $50 could net effectively come back to you. Now let's talk about verdict and recommendations. Folks, this card I think is a bit of a sleeper in the entire American Express portfolio, and I would say in credit cards in general. And the reason being, it comes back to that free night reward. See, for a lot of credit cards that partner with hotels, the free night award, it kind of has an upper limit, right? It can only be used for a value of up to this. It can only be used for a category up to this. This, zero value cap. So let's go back to that example, Conrad Maldives. Well, what good is just one night in the Maldives? That's kind of lame. Well, remember, if you get this sign-up bonus, 175,000 points, and you actually get the minimum spend requirement, which is that $6,000, you kind of walk away with 193,000 points. A night at the Conrad costs 180,000 points. So you take the points and you book one night. Then you take your free night certificate. You have 2 nights now. Again, we're going all the way to Maldives for 2 nights. Let's say you have a partner who's also interested in credit cards. Let's say they open this card. They hit the sign-up bonus. They have a free night certificate, 4 nights that you can go and book. So instead of spending over $1,400 a night, it's free for you for 4 nights. Folks, that's insane. This is probably the #1 pro tip that I have for this card. In fact, that's something that I'm looking to do actively with this card, is basically having myself get it, a partner get it, we double up, and now we have 4 nights at some amazing properties around the world. Card number 5, and the final American Express credit card that we're gonna talk about, and the final one you'll need in 2026, is the American Express Blue Business Plus. And before people get all upset that I'm talking about a business credit card, keep in mind, folks, pretty much anyone can apply for a business credit card that has a small business. That doesn't mean you need a S Corp or a C Corp or even an LLC. If you're a sole proprietor, let's say you have a side hustle where you flip items on eBay, you're a sole proprietor, you file taxes using your social security number, you can use that same social security number and apply for a business credit card, all right? People kind of think of business credit cards as this thing, but really it's more or less the same as a personal credit card. The main benefit for small business owners is to be able to separate out your personal as well as business expenses. And of course, if you're into credit cards, it unlocks a little bit more world of value for you to tap into other credit cards. So let's talk about the sign-up bonus. You will earn 15,000 points after you spend $3,000 within the first 3 months. In addition, this card comes with 0% promotional APR for the first 12 months. And if I think about some small businesses trying to get up and off the ground, this is kind of a bootleg way to fund your business, right? No interest for 12 months. Now, of course, after 12 months, pay the entire thing off. Do not get stuck with credit card debt. Earnings. Very simply, this card will earn 2x on everything for up to $50,000 to spend in 1 year. After you go over the 50K in that 1 year, it reverts to 1x on everything else. Benefits. I'm gonna be very upfront with you. There's not a whole ton of bells and whistles. The real main attraction from this card is that 2x earning on all purchases. Annual fee, $0. We love a free king. And my final verdict and recommendations. This card is an incredible card for someone who's like, hey, listen, I don't really want to play the game of, making sure that I've got this category here, this category here. I just want an easy card that's going to let me earn more than just 1x or 1% cashback. This is the card. In addition, the other reason I included this card on here is that this card completes what's commonly called the American Express trifecta, where if you have these 3 cards from American Express, you pretty much cover all of your major categories, and you're earning American Express membership reward points, and those membership reward points can be transferred to flight and hotel partners, and you get all of the associated benefits. And mind some folks, the American Express trifecta is made up of the American Express Platinum, which covers your airfare, as well as giving you kind of the glitzy and the glam with the lounge benefits. The next card is the American Express Gold, which covers you for pretty much all of your food as well as dining purchases. And for everything else, you go ahead and put onto your American Express Blue Business Plus as the 2x catch-all. And that is the video, folks. This has been a great one. Again, these are, in my opinion, the 5 best American Express credit cards in 2026. Of course, though, if you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, folks, if you'd like to support my channel, I do have working links for some of my favorite cards in the description box down below. Check them out, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace!